Hey there guys, how's it going? So JP just got a huge update for Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. It is the first day of the week-long Black Friday celebration. Despite the fact it's a week before Black Friday itself, it seems there's a pretty big event going on in the game. So what is there? Well, first of all, there's a brand new Sephiroth medal. We can go ahead and talk about that boy really quickly. I'll mention the banner first of all though. The banner is a 15 pull Mercy, which seems pretty outrageous immediately. I do agree with you. The first pull is free for what it's worth, and the other things you get in the banner somewhat make it worth it if you have a lot of jewels burning a hole in your pocket, which after this event you probably won't anyway, so do consider this very carefully before you decide to go and pull on it if you do want to pull on it anyway. There's no distribution of free-to-play or VIP banner, it's just one singular banner, which is really cool. I do encourage that. Like I said, you get your first pull for free, and what the really cool thing about it is, every single time you do a pull, one medal is guaranteed to be a Supernova or better medal, so that means Supernova or Supernova Plus basically. What's even cooler about that is that they finally updated the pool for that explicit selection of medals, and basically it goes from all the way from the very first Supernova Plus medals of that variety, so the early Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku, Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora, Kingdom Hearts 3 Young Xehanort, all the way to some of the newer stuff. I think KHUx 21 is the last one from what I've been told so far. That doesn't include any of the new ones like Namine, anything like that, the new Supernova Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memory Sora, nothing like that, but a lot of the medals now, like the Organization 13 one, stuff like that, which has just been missing from previous banners, like it's been literally impossible to pull it from previous banners, has been added in to only this section of it. So it's impossible to get like two, Kingdom Hearts 3 Sykes in the same pool, for example, because you can only get it on this one frame here, which guarantees a medal. But it's nice to see them in there regardless. The rest of the rest is still the same standard stuff that goes up to Kingdom Hearts 3 Roxas, which is a little discouraging. I hope they go ahead and update that before too long, but it's kind of cool to see that you're guaranteed to get one no matter what, which is pretty nice. As for the medal itself, I've gone ahead and drawn up my little graphic as I typically do for this medal. Okay, a lot to take in here. As far as a reverse buffer goes, he's literally perfect for himself with all the applicable buffs that he personally will need. So general attack up, general defense down, power reverse attack up, power defense down to plus 15 the entire way. Literally as a single self-sufficient medal, he's completely perfect. What that means is that any reverse slot on any Keyblade he sits into perfectly because he does all the work for himself. Totally fine. In terms of other effects, he gives off 2,500 strength per cast to the power attribute, which the power medals is great. I wish it was like reverse though, because that would then be like all reverse medals, which should be pretty nice. But I guess the way he is right now, he sits very nicely on obviously Fenrir, Treasure Trove, and Fenrir. He doesn't do too bad of a job there. I think he'd have more utility with like a pure reverse buff, but anyway, this is what we got. With the Supernova's cast, he gets plus or minus 15 reverse, so again, just reapplying those reverse buffs in case you somehow lose them, as well as plus 5,000 to the power-based strength. So overall, in terms of the things that he does, it's pretty decent. Being that he's a Supernova plus medal, and being that he's the first power one, whenever you cast this medal Supernova against a speed-type enemy, it will do additional damage, quite a significant amount of additional damage. And he is one of these, like Roxas, he's a guard-breaking medal, where when you cast his regular attack, it has a 30% chance to break in PvP. He doesn't ignore counters, which is why when he only has 3 hits, it's quite nice. Obviously, you want to get the counters nice and low for a medal like that. And again, if one of those hits breaks in PvP, it's going to do pretty insane damage. The multipliers are pretty nice, slightly weaker than last week's Terra Xehanort, and slightly weaker again, I believe, than Chain of Memory Sora. I don't know, actually slightly stronger. And he hits with his full multiplier when he's at full HP, which he should be able to do pretty much all the time. So, do I think it's a good medal? Yeah, it's a good medal. Nothing particularly stands out for it, though, as being like it's a must-have medal. Again, the guard break is nice, keeps it relevant in PvP. The boosting to power is nice, but when you consider it against things like a Namine, which boost absolutely everything, which isn't really fair because obviously that's Namine's job to sit at the front of a Keyblade and boost the crap out of everything. It's still quite a nice medal, though. And you wouldn't be sad if you got it. Again, go ahead and do your free pull. Obviously, it's, if you get it, you'd be happy about it. Go ahead and buy some traits for it, but I don't think it's worth 15 pulls, which effectively breaks down to 42,000 jewels when you factor in that you get the first one for free. The rest of the banner might make it worth it though. I would think to save for most people, unless you are like crying out for reverse power. But okay, let's talk about the rest of the Black Friday deal though. So if we take a look at the second notice, you'll see that there is a discount Black Friday sale. what's happened is that our little Moogle friend in the Moogle shop has finally decided to give us a break. Okay, so, well, yeah, if you get 10 billion likes, you get 1,000 jewels. Very, very nice. But cut straight to the chase. The usually VIP only opportunity of getting the best traits in the game, or a selection of traits, usually involving the best ones, for a discounted price of 1,000 jewels each, has come to everyone. 5 times 5 of the best traits in the game can be obtained. So someone sent me a screenshot to better illustrate this. Effectively, yeah, anyone in the game has access to this. You go ahead, and if you want ground on something, up to 5 medals can get ground on it. Click there, pay your 1,000 jewels, and away you go. Really, really nice. I'm already looking at like a bunch of my own medals going, okay, I really want extra attack on that, and that, and that, and that, and that, for example. Like in my own example, I've wanted extra attack on a copycat medal for the longest time. Hey, guess what? For 1,000 jewels, I can make that happen. I'm very much looking forward to that, basically. I'm also thinking just on my own, like, well, like PvP medals like this that have the guard break ability, that could be kind of useful. And I may as well take advantage of it while I have the opportunity to do so, basically. So that's the first part. Yeah, so ground, aerial, extra attack, strength, and raids are the 5 ones you can get. 5 are for 1,000 each. So 25k to potentially spend there if you want, if you so choose to. Again, I'm not encouraging this, I'm just saying what the options are. Next, okay, so I think it's attack boost 11 and 11 max and 2. You can get 3 copies for up to 1,000 jewels each, so 3,000 jewels if you want. For the best, one of the best skills in the game, not bad. Defense boost, I believe 6 max for 1,000 jewels each. You can get up to 2 copies. I recommend at least 1 copy of that for everyone, if not 2. I think I'm definitely going to get 2, just because 2,000 jewels for the 2 of the best skills in the entire game. No brainer, definitely no brainer right there. This one right here is absolutely wild. So you can get 300 of either power, speed, or magic gems for 1,000 jewels each. You can do that twice each. So you can spend 6,000 jewels and get 1,200 gems. I mean, consider the economy in the game right now. Like, what's the jewel board worth right now? So here we go. Right now, a jewel board is worth 3,500 for 20 gems. And I can consider myself very glad that I've never bought any of these right now, given that, yeah, I'm going to spend 6,000 jewels and get 1,200. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. So I highly encourage people to get as many of these as they can. Like, if you don't know what to spend the jewels on, gems are a great opportunity. That's ridiculous. Okay, next, so for the week that this lasts, the week and a bit that it lasts, you can actually buy 5 select medals. So what you can get is Ultimate Form Sora, Dark Baymax, Kingdom Hearts 3 Kari B, Pirate Sora, and Kingdom Hearts 3 Aqua. A pretty decent selection of medals, but nothing is really standing out to me right now going like, you have to get this, this is your chance. I don't actually own any of these except for Ultimate Sora, and despite the fact that I've got, what, nearly 60 grand on me, I'm thinking like, I don't particularly need them either. Kari is really nice for that plus 5,000 upright strength she does off the Supernova. But everything's sort of getting that strong nowadays, and like her multiplier and strength don't really hold up to scrutiny anymore. So I'm thinking like, I don't really want any of these. Like Pirate Sora is nice, obviously it's got that huge strength value. But that downside of eating up all of your gauges and debuffing the ever-loving crap out of you is not particularly attractive to me, to be honest. Especially when you consider medals are getting stronger and stronger all the time. Like again, look at Sephiroth, 43,500 strength compared to Pirate Sora's 50. I mean, also consider when you fire off his super attack, he's immediately, just without any other boosts, going to be at 46,000. So he has all of these benefits and none of the downsides, where Sora, for only 50,000 strength, so only a slight little increase, has just a ton of downsides. It's, yeah. Again, the point is, I'm not really crying out here going like, man, I need to get any of these. That may change in the next few days. Maybe I want Aqua, but for 5k, not really. Not really. But again, the choice is yours. This next part coming up is definitely the most interesting part to me. As we know, we can buy trait medals in the shop. So you can see here, you can get trait medals for the new Sephiroth, and for the old Dissidia, Final Fantasy, Cloud, and Leon. For the entire 10-day period of this event, you can pick up those. 1,000 jewels will get you 99 of those traits. That's right, 99 of those traits. I don't know what quite they're thinking, but I like the insanity. I like where their freaking head is at. So yeah, 1,000 jewels, 99 traits. That's not all. Every single day during the 7-day campaign window, so again starting on Friday, ending on Thursday, 5 random medals are selected and added into the shop as well. On day 1, again in the Japanese version, this could change in the English version, it's Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku, Kingdom Hearts 3 Master Xehanort, 2 other ones. It was, yeah, Aced, the brand new Aced, the Boy in Black, and Kingdom Hearts 3 Van. a weird selection of medals, but anyway. So that'll be here for 24 hours. You can buy 99 of their trait medals for 1,000 jewels, and then next day it'll switch, the next day it'll switch, next day it'll switch, to the end of the week. So over the entire week, there'll be 35 medals you could have the opportunity to spend 1,000 jewels and get 99 traits for, which is, again, I should be... That's insane. That's completely and utterly bonkers considering how expensive traits have been recently. This is pretty freaking wild. I would love for this to stick around for a lot longer, but I definitely won't. So the question is, like, which ones do you get it for? I'm thinking... I've got so many copies of that Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku that I almost want to get it just for the heck of it. Like, it's 1,000 jewels. And that Master Xehanort as well. Like, you could pretty much almost guarantee you're going to be perfecting some copies of these medals. There's just so many traits, and you could turn them into some pretty useful stuff. Like, even if you only have... I don't know. I think, like, Riku is not very usable, but Master Xehanort's, like, semi-useful. I could go ahead and pick him up. He does pretty good reverse buffs. Nothing, like, too crazy or anything, but it would end up being a perfect copy of that medal. So, that could be worth investing into after the fact. With all this, you must take it with a grain of salt. So that's all there is for the current Black Friday. There could be stuff on the actual day itself, we don't know. In which case, I wouldn't go too crazy spending all your jewels immediately. Like, this stuff right here, the buying the 5 medals, that's going to be there the entire time. Don't go crazy on that immediately. I'm probably going to buy these on the first couple of days just because why not? Even though I don't really need them, just again, because why not? This is pretty safe. This is pretty safe. This, I would wait till the last day because, again, better stuff could be coming. This you only have 24 hours anyway, so if you desperately want a trait medal for that particular medal, if it cycles in during the day, go ahead and grab it. But the stuff that's going to be lingering the entire time, probably hang around with. Like, this doesn't have to be done in one day. I would hang around and wait on that sort of stuff. All of this, like, perfecting your medals, your tier 9 medals, whatever, is great. But we are seeing how rapidly we are speeding into a new tier of power as we're going further into tier 10. It could be all well and good to perfect your tier 9 medals, but they could be made useless all that much faster by... if none of them get upgraded to Supernova Plus Plus or whatever. I don't know. It's really cool that we have the opportunity to do this stuff. Again, I think the Defense Boost 6 skills are the safest and the gems are the safest. They can't really go anywhere in terms of how useful those effects are in the game. But, well, until, you know, Defense Boost 7 Max comes out, whatever. I don't know, I would hate for people to be like, alright, this is it, I'm spending 25k, I'm maxing out all my best medals, and then they just become even more worse in like 2 months' time. So be really, really careful when you consider this. And again, wait as long as possible. Wait as long as you have safety for before you go and make any like crazy rash decisions. Robloid has uncovered a brand new Kingdom Hearts 3 Dusk medal, which could be VIP medal, could be something else coming up soon, we don't know. It's certainly not all doom and gloom though. Like, I'm thinking through my own medal list and thinking like, okay, I've got a couple of these Xehanorts right here, like I said before. I could just turn one of them into a raid medal. Like, for 99 traits, for 1,000 jewels, hey, guess what? I'm probably going to get 5 raid traits. Not definitely, but I'm probably going to get 5 raid traits, in which case, I have a decent raid medal. It isn't perfect, no, but it's still a decent copy of that medal, and with a few other decent copies of medals, again, there's 35 choices coming out over the 7 days, you could have a decent raid setup. Again, it won't be as blisteringly fast as the ones that can 1 medal kill the boss, or 3 medal kill the boss, or whatever, but you have decent stuff you can potentially work with here. If you've got a few attack boost 6 max Lux Plus bosses lying around, this is a great opportunity to build a long-lasting raid setup. Again, it won't be perfect. It might take a little bit longer than some of the like pristine, perfect ones, but it's a good opportunity. It's also worth mentioning that the Dissidia medals, the previous 2, Cloud and Leon, got a pretty significant buff. When they first came out, I was thinking like, yeah, their main draw is this, what seemed to me to be the will always break guard when it fires up a supernova, but I was thinking like, well, with the times 20 multiplier, there's not really much point because you're just dealing times 20 damage as opposed to everyone else who does times 200 damage, but 90% of it is blocked, so they literally equal out, there's no point. They got a pretty significant buff, so they got another 5,000 strength just lobbed on top for no other reason than because, lol, that's where the meta is right now. A pretty decent chunk to the multiplier increase, which is very, very, very nice, and also that thing that I sort of wrote off before got 7.5 times stronger, so that is going to deal absolutely stupid amounts of damage in PvP now. Just due to the fact that Aqua exists, I think, well, and therefore gets all magic damage gets reflected back. I think Cloud is definitely the one to go for if you have the opportunity, or if you already did go for it. Which makes me think they're going to have to bring it back in some sort of banner. Like, why would you buff medals that you can't then buy? Like, that's the point of buffing these medals is so we can then go out and buy them. I have to imagine these two are going to be coming in the shop within the next few days. Surely. They're going to have to be. But I guess we'll see. They could literally just be made stronger to be on par with Sephiroth. That would be bizarre though. Like, they have to come back in the shop. They have to. And lastly, but not leastly, there is a brand new party high score challenge. So what that means is that the combined score of your entire party goes into one big score pool, and that is what's weighed against other parties for the prizes, which is really cool. Like, they teased this in the survey a long time ago. Like, would you rather see like party events or solo events? And I remember saying like party back at the time, not sort of thinking what that could actually mean. But they've done it, and that's pretty cool. So kick your party's butts into gear for this challenge. So the rewards are going to be tier 10 versions of our little frog friends here. These boys here. So tier 10s, which is going to be pretty sick in terms of like powering up your Keyblades pretty rapidly, because as you know, tier 10s provide a pretty decent buff, and we're going to be getting a decent amount of them at one time. So the top 50 parties in the entire game will be getting 5 of each, so 30 medals in total. And obviously that works its way down to the top 500 parties, end up with just 1 of each. But still pretty decent stuff. I would obviously encourage your party to come out of hibernation for this one. I don't believe it's average. I think it's just literally a total score. So any inactive people you're going to have, that's sort of going to be dragging you down a bit. But the top parties are just going to be just insane. It's going to be crazy. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff. So go ahead and talk to your party. I don't know like what the like score is yet, and what the high score challenge boosting medals are just yet. We'll get to that later, but it's a pretty cool idea anyway. So yeah, work together with your party and try and score big. Anyway guys, I think that's about it. I definitely didn't forget this part when I first recorded the video. So yeah guys, that will about do it. I want to say a huge thank you to Licentia from YouTube and Discord for sharing those screenshots with me. It made for a really fun stream as we were kind of reacting, going like, is this real? This can't be real. 99 traits? No way. But anyway guys, are you going to fall for the bait? What are you going to buy on definitely? What are you going to hold on and save for? Are there any of those 5 medals that you want? Any trait medals that you hope pop up in the shop over the next week? Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. So yeah, and of course there's plenty more stuff to come, most likely. So please don't spend all your jewels just yet. But anyway guys, thank you so much. All the best, and I'll see you later on. Bye.